Welcome back to another lesson. My name is Sam, and today I'm going to be introducing you to chords. Okay, so what are chords? Chords are basically combinations of notes played at the same time or simultaneously. Okay, so I'm going to be in the key of C major. Now, if I pick my note 1, which is in the C major, this is the C major scale on the left hand. So to make this easier for you, I usually like to label the notes one after the other. So the first one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, which is also your 1. Okay, so the first chord we're going to be looking at is the C major chord. Okay, and it is the chord 1 in the key of C. Alright, so to play this chord, you basically combine figure 1 or note 1, note 3, and note 5. So when you play them together, you have your chord. So this is called chord 1. Now this same shape that you have on your finger can be moved up the keyboard to have different chords. Alright, so I'll talk about those chords very shortly. Now the first one we played here is the chord 1. This is chord 2. This is chord 3. That is chord 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. Alright, so if you're in any key and you're asked to play a particular chord, maybe chord 4 or chord 5, all you have to do is to play the right notes in that particular chord. For example, in the chord 4 of the C major scale, we have F, A, C, which is Fa, La, Do. Okay, so if I ask you to play the chord 4 in the key of G, this is the key of G. Now all you need to do is to find the note 4, okay, because the chord 4 is built on the note 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is the note 4 in the key of G. You build your chord on that. So this is 4, this is Fa, La, Do. Okay, this is chord 4 in the key of G major. Now let's go back to the key of C major. Now let's look at the basic structures of these chords. This is chord 1. Chord 1 basically has this particular structure. If you look at it very well, you will discover that in between note 1 and note 3, we have 3 notes there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, as you can see, 1, 2, 3. And in between note 3 and note 5, you have only 2 notes. Okay, now any chord that has this pattern is a major chord. So when you see a chord that has 3 notes in between the note 1 and note 3, 1, 2, 3, and it has 2 notes in between note 3 and note 5, that is a major chord. Okay, that's a major chord, sorry. Now let's check out the next chord. The next chord has only 2 notes in between the first note and this note. So this is note 1. If you say this is note 1 and this is note 3, this has 2 and this has just 3. Okay, so this is a minor chord and this is a major chord. So any chord that has this interval, okay, this is a major third interval, this is a minor third interval. This one has 3 notes in between, this one has 2 notes in between. Okay, so I'll put the formula up on the screen so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so we have 3 major chords and we have 3 minor chords, but we also have 1 diminished chord. Okay, so before we look at that, let's take what we just learned. This formula is for a major chord, while this is for a minor chord. So let's put that up on our other key. Let's say we're in the key of F sharp. Okay, so if we stay here, we want to form a major chord. You can count 1, 2, 3. This will be our next note. We count 1, 2, and we have just formed a major chord. Okay, to make it a minor chord, all you have to do is to drop this. So you now have 2 notes in between the first and the third note. So this is 1, 2. So let's try that back on the key of C. 1, 2, 3. This is a major chord. To make it a minor chord, you flatten the third, you make it a flat, and it's now a minor chord. Okay, so major, minor. So we have a major chord and we have a minor chord. Now earlier I told you that we have 3 types of major chord and we also have 3 types of minor chords. Then we have 1 diminished chord. So this is chord 1. This is a major chord. Chord 4 is a major chord. Chord 5 is a major chord. Chord 2 is a minor chord. Chord 3 is a minor chord. Chord 6 is a minor chord. Chord 7 is a diminished chord. I'll teach you how to use a diminished chord in another video. The minor chord is a sad sounding chord, as you can hear the way it sounds. Not really bright. But the major chord is usually actually very happy. Now let's form another chord in another key. Let's say we're in the key of F major. We want to form a major chord on this. All I need to do is pick the first note, count 3 semitones, 1, 2, 3, and then play the next note. Then count again 1, 2, and then play the next note. That is a major chord from F. But if I want to form a minor chord from F, I won't count up to 3 for the first one. I'll count just 2. So 1, 2, and I'll play this. Then 1, 2, 3. So this is a minor chord. Okay, so that will be all for today, guys. If you have any questions, you can leave those questions in the comment section and I'll attend to them. Okay, so in our next lesson, we're going to be looking at how to add chords to melodies. All right, thank you very much. I'll see you in another video.